Hey, Floki.
What's going on?
Not much. Yourself?
Yeah, just making bucks every day.
Yeah, I can relate.
What you need to chat about?
I mean, I think you could probably guess, right?
Hmm? Oh,
Mm-hmm.
you just filled me in a little bit on your concerns. So why don't you give me your concerns or your side of things?
Okay. So, my main concern is the fact that both myself and Finn have warrants for attempted murder of a government employee. Nobody else does, right? So that's my first major red flag. Is some Finn's I can somewhat understand, right? He was not masked up. He was the main issue for Charlotte. That I can understand. My one is where I have a real issue is, and I'll go into a little bit more when I have, I'll bring up the subpoena that I got. But I was masked up. I don't know Charlotte on a personal level. I don't know Happy on a personal level, and those are the only two that were there. They may know my second name, but I was fully masked up. I barely spoke. But yet I have a warrant. That's my
Right.
main issue number one, right? I'm sure you can understand that.
Hmm.
So let me get my subpoena. So there's a couple paragraphs here, but it's the main two are the first two. The first one's pretty trivial, just states Officer May responded to a call on the night of 11th of February that an off-duty medic had been stabbed. When arrived on scene, Charlotte Spade was found on the ground bleeding in critical condition. She was transported to the hospital. After surgery, she was stable. I mean, self-explanatory, right?
Hmm.
Now the next part, you were there, right? You know how many people were there? There's 6 of us, all part of MCs. There's Happy, who would be the witness, or one of the witnesses, and Charlotte would be, anything she would say would be a victim statement, not a witness statement, right? Officer May collected several witness statements that confirmed the presence of several individuals in the situation that resolved in Charlotte Spade getting stabbed, one of them being Sean McQuillan. Sean McQuillan was also identified by Redacted as being involved on the scene of the attack. So I have multiple issues with that.
Hmm. And
Go on,
that
sorry.
Happy did not know you.
No. Happy had my first name.
Did he know you were on scene?
Yeah.
It could be him, right?
Well, that's what I was going to go into. The redacted bit, I'm not overly focused on that. Right? Because there's enough there to say that, yeah, probably the redacted is Happy. And maybe he put 2 and 2 together. My main issue with that is Officer May collected several witness statements. That confirmed I was on scene.
Right, do you think that I was given a police statement putting you in the firing line, leaving me out the picture?
No, I didn't want to jump to any conclusions. I did as much as digging as I could over like 4 hours yesterday before I chose to confront her. Right? And you have to understand, when you're looking at it from my perspective, right? You two don't have warrants. You two are fully unmasked. You did the most talking. You stabbed her.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You were the main talkers during all of it. And even when we were talking of where people were standing, let's say you're in Charlotte's position, I'm standing where you were. I was to the left and I was behind on a rock, fully masked up. The others were all behind. Wouldn't have been a focus at all.
Yeah, I can see your concerns for sure, but I would almost put my life on the fucking line and say that I do not believe O would ever give a fucking statement. Number one, that would be a failing of me putting her in VP. And if she did give a statement, number one, I would take care of that myself. And number two, I'd fully accept you putting a bullet in my fucking head too if it ended up here.
Well, that's
now,
why.
not me being on the not being on a wanted list is
Curious.
strange, I might add.
Yeah.
And curious, for sure. But maybe, just maybe, because I have attacked several of her friends, that she fears for her life. She knows what I'm capable of and what I am not fucking afraid to do. And I make my work, as I call it, very fucking clear to cops too. I've warned them several times what I am like and what I am about. Maybe she's just shit her pants a little and thought better when it mentioned my name. But I do see your concerns. But I would put my fucking life down and bet on it that O did not give any fucking kind of witness statement. And when I spoke to her, I know that she gave a warning to the cops and told them to fucking reel these EMSs in. And I believe that's what he's referring to when it comes to a statement. And I said to her, it's not a statement, that's a fucking warning. I've warned cops myself. But I would do things to them, not mentioning other people. Not bringing other clubs into shit. But me personally. But I would take care of people if they stepped on my toes or my club's toes. But again, I can see where you're coming from. Question is, what's the next step?
This is the thing, Floki, right? Was I asked her, right? I asked her straight up, did you make a statement to Anita? Right? And she told me that she had made a statement, right? And I'll be honest, when I have all this stuff piling up, I'm not gonna, I can't take the benefit of the doubt. When all I have is her word.
Back, she said she made a statement to Anita.
Yes, I am very particular with my words when I ask questions, right? I asked, did you make a statement regarding that? And she said that she had. And then I asked about the statement. And she said it had nothing to do with that situation. But yet that statement is attached to this report, to this whole situation.
Any way we can get hold of that statement? Do you know any fucking lawyers or cops?
This is the thing. She's fully aware of it, so am I. That report, that statement can't be FOIA'd, can't be seen by anybody until myself and Finn are in jail or we've outrun the warrants.
Okay.
And look, I haven't jumped to, I haven't flown up the handle. I will continue to give as many outs as I can. Right? I want to see the statement, but I understand the limitations that we cannot. But she's well within her right to retract that statement.
Apparently, she's been open with me. She said the statement that she's referring to is what she'd give them a warning about, and she said that she tried to do something with that statement, and I don't know, some fucking technical legal bullshit. But she's telling me that she did not make any kind of official statement, any witness statement under fucking oath or anything like that, just the warning. But what I need to find out is who she made that to. She's saying she made a statement to Anita then.
Mm-hmm. It would have been to Anita, yeah. Because it's like, Anita is the reporting officer for this whole thing. She's called me. She's called Finn in the past week or so. So, and I know even by this, she's the subpoena I have that she's contacted more people.
Here's the thing also. Number one, like I said, I do not see her making a fucking statement. I don't see the benefit for her. All I've seen from O is she is fucking lost through and through. And yeah, she has a fucking cop for a boyfriend, but she's been open and honest in that. Do I fucking wholeheartedly agree or like it? Not really, but there is no fucking club rule that, so to speak, that they cannot date cops. The only stipulation is they do not fucking talk to them, they do not bring them around us, they do not join any meetings, anything like that. Now, if you believe that she has made a statement, there has to be a reason why. And why only you two? That's what I'm struggling with. What's the reasoning? I'm speaking hypothetical because, like I said, I am laying my life down on the fucking line. If I am wrong about this, and I said, you can take me to an end of the fucking pier, and I will willingly get down on my knees and take a fucking bullet in the head. Because it would be a failing for me. That's what I want to know. Why?
I'm in the same boat. Because when I questioned her about that statement, right? And then she said that I had nothing to do with the situation, but yet it's still attached to that report. She... probably upset of where I chose to talk to her. Said that she had two options, right? That I either take her word and we move on from it and that, you know, she's not lying, or I don't take her word and shit gets a whole lot worse. And I gave her the third option. That she can retract that statement. If it has nothing to do with it, it has nothing to do with the incident, and it doesn't has no issue with it being retracted, then it should be. It could be retracted. If it has something to do with something else, then it can be attached to another report, and if they that's her own choice to make another statement pertaining to something else, right? And she stood there and told me that she wasn't going to do it, and she told me to do my worst.
She's stubborn like that. That's why I love her.
Yeah. I can understand it.
I'm pretty sure that I'm not too sure if you checked your warrants in the last few hours.
I still have them.
Okay, still have them, right?
Mm-hmm.
She mentioned some legal jargon, some bullshit that she can retract the statement because of X, Y, and Z. But like I said, I'm no fucking lawman. I do not know the fuck she's talking about. Like I said, I find it very difficult to believe that she would make us just for you two, no one else. I don't see the reasoning. Now, the only other thing I can think of in which I just had a meeting with my church, with the club at church. And Charlotte is very good friends with Louise and also Ryan, who used to be a member of the club, which I took care of a few weeks back. Because he wanted to leave. And maybe, just maybe, they're leaving me and O out of the situation. Make this look like she's a rat or I'm a fucking rat. I can tell you now, I'll throw myself off a fucking bridge if I ever thought I was going to rat, because I will not. And it leaves just her. And these cops are fucking assholes and they're smart. That's exactly what they could be doing, playing a fucking game. Or my name wasn't mentioned, O's name wasn't mentioned because what we've done to their friends in the past. I would have thought also on the other side of that it would fear you guys too, your reputation. That's what I'm struggling with.
And for that very reason, I understand my actions are not going to be looked at very favorably by anybody, right? If this all comes to fruition and, you know, I was telling the truth, She didn't make any statements, and you know, it's either tactical police work or shitty police work, or Charlotte's lying about who did it. I understand that your viewpoint and the loss viewpoint, along with the Raiders, because they were also involved, of myself and the ADMC will change, right? But I very well could have flew off the handle when she told me to do my worst, right? But I want answers to it. I'm struggling with the reasoning just as much as you are. I don't want to believe that she's a snitch. And the reasoning and why, that's where I'm struggling. It all points in one direction, but without reasoning, it's really hard to put a bow on it and say that, yeah, that's it.
It's a conundrum for sure. But stranger things have happened. I'm not sure whether to leave this for a while, or, I mean, like she said to you, she's willing to, even asking me to leave the club out of this shit. But she's wearing a fucking lost cut. She's my sister, she's my VP. I will not fucking sit down. I need to get to the bottom as much as you do. And I appreciate the fact you haven't flown off the handle, but that just shows kind of a leader you are. That's a good sign. Let me try and find some things out and work on this. Like I said, I am more than confident to believe that she is not snitched. And either the cops are playing a game, or they're taking the statement or the warning that she gave about the EMS and using that as a statement. It's the only thing I can think of, but I need to find out who she told that to.
I think there's one thing that overshadows all of it. A few weeks back, when I was on better terms with her, you know, we would go towing and have conversations with her, and I'll be honest, my curiosity with her relationship with McNulty, you know, it's quite high, because me personally, I can't understand. I can more understand, right, if you're married or in a relationship with somebody who's in law enforcement before you decide an MC lifestyle is for you, right? A little bit, maybe a pinch of salt with that, and you can work around it and whatever comes to that. But in her position, to make that decision and start, you know, dating or whatever the fuck, I was curious if it was just, you know, fucking around or anything more serious, right? Just for my own curiosity, because I want to trust everybody that I go into business with. And she told me it was a serious relationship, and you know, that has quite clearly been established. They live together up in Toledo, and something she said stuck with me, and I have, you know, reiterated it, and it's not something that a lot of my own club members will ever agree with. And it was when describing her relationship and how she conducts herself with him, saying that when they go home and he takes off the uniform and she takes off her cut, they're no longer at work anymore. And along with all the stuff that has happened in the past 3 weeks, and especially the more stuff that has come to light now, that overshadows it.
And like I said, she's always been very open and honest about that fucking relationship. Like I said, do I like it? No. Will I ever welcome him with open fucking arms as long as he's a cop? No. It's her choice. Like I said, there's no rules. Like I said, I don't like it, but I have full confidence in her that she's responsible for what she says around him. But I'd be a fool to think that people are not what's the word? Slip up. They
Pillow
things
talk
out
is
of
a
turn.
terrible thing as well. Letting things slip.
The question is where we go from here. Can we prove it 100% or not? I'm always willing to try and make this internal, but what I do not want is a member of my club being taken care of by another member of the club without 100% proof. Intuition can be dangerous, or half the facts can be dangerous. And what I'm saying is, that is entirely up to you and your call whether you continue to investigate or trip up rats and snitches. I won't stand in the way, if you know what I'm saying.
I get what you're saying.
I will be working internally and asking a few questions myself to make sure so I don't make myself look like a fucking idiot. But I have had nothing up to this point to believe that, would snitch a rat. He's done some hefty shit in the past and recently. I cannot see the reason why she would do that to you unless she had some sort of grudge. It'd have to be a pretty fucking big grudge to do that shit, because I take snitching very fucking seriously.
Yeah, I don't have the reasoning, and that's why. Look, I'm in my tactics. I guess I'm abrasive, right? I show what I can do to, I guess, show the incentive to not necessarily come clean, but show that you're not someone I need to worry about, or in any sense, right? Because if you're nice with people, ultimately you either don't get the answer or you get a tailored answer because you give too much time. I will never do that. Now, I said last night that she had 24 hours to retract the statement. If she has done that and the warrants have stayed up, I don't really have an issue at that point. At the end of the day, I will see that statement, right? One of these times I'll either get caught, Finn will get caught, or we'll outrun them, and that report will get FOIA'd, and I will see that statement.
Now, if I were to come forward and hand myself in, I'm not sure about the legal shit on this. Will that be FOIA'd? I don't know how this shit works. When it comes to lawyer shit, I normally get a lawyer and do it. Say I came clean for this fucking murder, and I wanted a lawyer. My lawyer requests those statements.
Because of 2 other active warrants, more than likely not. On top of that, let's say you get a warrant now in the next few days for the same thing, right? And we all get caught, or we all outrun it. Like the subpoena that I have, it is heavily redacted. There are no names attached to the statements. There's no names of, who provided information or what, and that's what I expect the report to look like as well. And they will not give the full report out for the state or for the witness's safety. Now, obviously, whatever her statement is, it'll more than likely be quite obvious that it's her one, right? Because she'll probably reference a few things that'll be obvious to us that it's hers. But turning yourself in, or any of us turning ourselves in, I don't think that's... As long as one of the 3, if you, let's say you have one, right? As long as one of those 3 warrants are still active, that statement won't get released.
Glad you have a brain, because I do not for long shit.
I've been, outside of the MC life that I chose way back when, I had to be, a little bit... I've had to be very careful with my identity in dealing with cops, so it's... I have a basic understanding of how they operate.
Good. Like I said, she has been willing to come forward and let you fucking deal with her the way she wants. She said she was worried that either way it would go down some way, but she didn't want to involve the club. But I said does involve us, because I was there too. Like I said, I see your fucking point of view. But I need to see this 100% that it's fucking her. This is my concern. And if it is, then I will be the first to fucking drag her to your feet and let you deal with her. But we have to somehow see that statement, if it's the one she is saying, and confirm it some way or another that it was her. Then we can take a step forward.
Well, yeah, like I said, I yesterday, regardless of what she said to me, I gave the 24 hours, and what I'm willing to do now, because like I want the reasoning as well. If it is 100%, I want the reasoning, and if it's not, I'm prepared to give as much, as long as the line of communication between us stays open and frequent as to the steps that are being taken to either redact that statement or find out what it was, or, you know, to get all the information so both of us can move on from this, whether we have different opinions of each other afterwards, but that we know that our worst fears aren't true, right? I'm prepared to give more time as long as that communication stays open. If it goes cold, then, or if it goes quiet and I stop hearing from you, you know, we'll cross that bridge.
As you should. But I appreciate you reaching out. It's very fucking warranted. Like I said, I'll do some digging myself. From what she said the statement was a warning, but not direct. I'm pretty sure she never said to Anita there. That's the only sticking point I have. So we shall see. But I'll keep in contact with you.
Yeah, please.
If you can catch up with her, I'm pretty sure she said she attempted to retract some shit, or I don't know.
Yeah,
But,
I'll be around later. I said I'd get in contact with her again, but when those 24 hours up, I won't do anything, because obviously now we have I was gonna say a deal, but, you know, an understanding in place. As long as communication stays open and we find out over the next couple days, you know, nothing has to happen.
yeah, it's all good. Like I said, you have to do what you have to do. I would do the same. I don't fall out with you like that. That's there's leadership in what you're doing. But mark my words, if I do find out that she did snitch and it's different from what she's telling me, then I'll skin her myself. And then drop her body at your fucking feet. But I don't think it's gonna come to that. Hopefully not.
I hope not.
Yeah, I'll do some research and I'll keep in contact.
Sounds good. Stay safe.
You have my number.